Most people listen to reply. Few listen to understand. History quietly favors the latter. Behind every sentence lies the unspoken. Behind every complaint is a need. Behind every display of confidence is a fear waiting to be concealed. Those who learn to hear the unsaid wield influence without force. This is the psychological echo. It is not mimicry. It is validation. When a person speaks, they rarely share just information. They are revealing identity, status anxiety, a thirst for control, a fear of irrelevance. Words are merely the surface. The true meaning lies beneath. Most people rush to offer advice, opinions, solutions. They interrupt the process of being understood, and in doing so, they miss the moment trust is formed. Masters of the psychological echo operate differently. They reflect the other person's inner reality, clearer, sharper, and safer than the person could express themselves. This creates a powerful effect. When a person hears their private truth named accurately, they feel seen. And to the human mind, being seen equals safety. Safety breeds trust. Trust leads to openness, and openness shifts the leverage to the listener. In history, rulers did not rely solely on generals. They relied on confidants, advisors who could articulate what others felt but could not say. These figures were rarely flashy. They were subtle. And subtlety is always more valuable than persuasion. The psychological echo begins with restraint. You do not correct immediately. You do not rebut immediately. You do not pull the conversation toward yourself. You listen for emotion, tone, repetition, the things they circle but dare not touch. When someone says, "I hate my job," they may not hate the work. They hate feeling invisible. When someone says, "No one respects me," they may fear being replaceable. When someone shows anger, very often behind it is pain. Reflecting this does not require agreement. It requires clarity. It sounds like you are carrying more responsibility than you are being credited for. It seems you are frustrated because your efforts are not bringing security. It feels like what you seek is not control, but stability. Reflections like these slow the conversation down. They lower defenses. They create a shared reality. But the psychological echo goes deeper. Every human enters every conversation with 3 silent questions. Do you see me? Do you understand me? Do I have value here? When your words and actions answer yes to all 3, without speaking them, influence becomes natural. People open themselves to guidance because they believe you understand their inner world. And when that understanding exists, something subtle happens. You no longer need aggressive persuasion. You simply need to frame ideas according to the listener's value system. To those who value safety, you speak of stability. To those craving recognition, you speak of achievement. To those who love freedom, you speak of choice. The message remains unchanged. The language adapts. Used correctly, this is not manipulation. This is alignment. Influence only becomes dangerous when the needs of others are exploited rather than respected. At the highest level, the psychological echo is not meant to create submission, but to create clarity for both sides. Those who abuse this skill eventually expose themselves. History remembers them as manipulators, not ladders. But those who use it with restraint become anchors. People seek them out in times of uncertainty. There is a reason people return to those who make them feel understood. In a chaotic world, clarity brings relief, and those who provide that relief quietly accumulate influence. But here is a final warning. Never confuse understanding with control. Understanding carries responsibility. Once you see someone clearly, you must choose what to do with that knowledge: protect, lead, or exploit. The path ahead is always a choice. In the next part, we enter the most uncomfortable territory, the gray zone where morality, power, and results collide, where decisions are not judged by appearances, but by consequences.